We'll get started. I know Brother Brian's preaching out tonight, and Dakota's sick, and Mater's laid up at the beach. So I know we got a few out tonight. Brother Jeremy's preaching meeting, so I'm going to teach both classes tonight, and mainly in mine, I'm just going to do a review. I'm actually not going to teach nothing new in mine. I'm going to do a review for the test, and then the next two classes I'll finish up on prayer, and I'll be doing those on fasting and praying. So tonight we're going to review and get that out of the way. That way you've got a little bit of time instead of me reviewing the night before the test. You've actually got a couple of weeks to study for your exam. So we'll do that. If you turned homework in, it is graded and it's in the folder out here. If you got it to turn in, make sure you let me know if you turn it in, okay? And we'll get that graded. So let's have a word of prayer, then we'll get right into it and see what the Lord has for us tonight. Amen. Brother Sean, how about you open us up in prayer?
Heavenly Father, Lord, thank you for allowing us to be Bible scholars tonight. Thank you, God, for the good chapel service we had this morning. And thank you, God, for the Word of God, Lord, that ever lives in our hearts, Father. God, I pray, Lord, if you please bless us here tonight, Lord, give us listening ears. God, I pray you'll touch the man of God that gives the Word tonight, Lord. Let us, Father, proceed, Father, to your Word. Lord, thank you for that you've done for us. Thank you for Calvary. Thank you for your precious blood. Lord, we love you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. I had a water when I started. I have no idea where it went.
Same right here.
And that's yours.
No, he didn't bring one. I'll get you one.
There's a possibility, but I'm not going to chance it. I am not going to chance it. I don't even drink after my wife. All right. By the end, and you that was here last week, what did he say?
He just looked at you and said you want to drink after
Well, I don't, man. I'm drinking nobody. Only time I started to drink after anybody was this past Saturday at the wedding for Aaron and Bethany, and I got choked up at it. I'm talking about had to stop, turn my back to everybody, and just about give it one of them to get another choke. Y'all, it was awful. It was horrific. It was awful. And I had one line left to read, and then there was a song in Daddy's part. And I knew if I could get through that one line, I was done for about 7-8 minutes, but it didn't happen. And it was really bad. It was really bad. All right, by the you that was here last week, I went over several things last week. If you was not here last week, those are up. That video's uploaded. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. So you can go online and catch those questions that I gave last week. Okay. By the time I'm done right now, in about 10 minutes, I will have given you every question, all 20 questions to this exam. They come directly off of your homework, and if you know the answers to these questions, then you'll be able to. If you don't pass the exam, it's not my fault. Okay, I've practically given you the test to take home and study. So there's 10 short answers, there's 5 multiple guess, and 5 50-50s. That's true and false. So you got a 50-50 chance on those, okay? 5 true and false on that. I will give you this, your multiple guess. That's what I've always called them in school, okay? Your multiple choice, if you'll notice there's 4, and I'll just say this and not even give you these questions tonight. There's 4 questions in your homework that is fill in the blank. Those 4 are multiple choice in the, no. Let me correct myself. Those 4 are true and false questions on the test. The 4 fill in the blank questions in your homework are true and false questions along with one more question, okay? So there we are on that, and that covers those right there, and I'll not even have to go over those with you and give you those. So do remember those. All right. I'm going to give you a few more things to keep in mind. And again, by the time I'm done right here, you will have had every question that there is. What is the most revealing factor of a defective spiritual life? What is the most revealing factor of a defective spiritual life? And if you don't get all of these wrote down, it's okay. Go to YouTube. Watch the video on YouTube. If you don't know where it's at, Brother Jonathan will give you exactly how to get to our YouTube channel for Foothills, and you can watch it on there. Why do thousands of Christian workers in the world not have a greater influence? Why do thousands of Christian workers in the world not have a greater influence? As you write that, I'll say this. These questions may not be worded verbatim the way that they are on your homework assignment. However, it is the same thing. Who alone can subdue the flesh and the devil? There's one person in the Bible. That's a given. If you miss that one, I might just fail you. Jesus. Yes, sir. Who alone can subdue the flesh and the devil? What is the only thing that can preserve you from carelessness or make it possible to preserve in living powerful prayer?
Read that twice.
What is the What is the only thing that can preserve you from carelessness or make it possible to preserve in living powerful prayer? I'll read it one more time all together. What is the only thing that can preserve you from carelessness or make it possible to preserve in living perilous prayer? In addition to the sin of prayerlessness, what must we do with the entire flesh and all its affections manifested in the body and soul? In addition to the sin of prayerlessness, what must we do with the entire flesh and all its affections manifested in the body and soul? They must be regarded as crucified, be handed over to death.
Read that one more time.
They must be regarded as crucified. You was talking about the question. In addition to the sin of prayerlessness, what must we do with the entire flesh and all its affections manifested in the body and soul? And let me say this on that. Don't let the latter portion of that mess with your mind, because it will.
Yep.
Though it's wordy. Here it is. In addition to prayerlessness, what must we do with the entire flesh? And all its affections manifested in the body and soul. That's the entire flesh. Okay? It's not kindergarten, so it's wordy. But don't let the wordiness of that throw you for a loop. What do you have to do with the flesh every day? You have to crucify. You have to reckon it dead every day. And here's the thing, if you're not careful, I'm just giving you this is just free information. If you're not careful, you'll let the wordiness overtake the simplicity of it. It's really, a lot of this is simple, just simple, basic knowledge. What must a Christian do in order to be continually led by the Spirit? What must a Christian do in order to be continually led by the Spirit? What great lesson must every praying Christian learn first of all? What great lesson must every praying Christian learn first of all? What should make us hate and detest sin? What should make us hate and detest sin? I'll give you the answer to that. Christ on the cross. And again, that's one of those simple, if you're not careful, you'll overthink that. Christ on, when we think about what Christ done on the cross, that should make us hate sin and detest it. Where can we get to know the holiness of God and come under its influence and power? Where can we get to know the holiness of God and come under its influence and power? What is the greatest reason why the inner chamber is not attractive? It's a good question right there. What is the greatest reason why the inner chamber is not attractive? I'll give you the answer to that one. It's found on page 91. People do not know how to pray. That's the reason it's not attractive to them. They don't know how to pray. That's true. Because the more you know about praying, the more you want to pray. The more you want to pray, the more you want to talk to the Lord. Let me tell you the reason a lot of people are not attracted to fishing. I don't know how to fish. I don't know how to fish. That's just, I don't know how. But if you ever know how, it's attractive. It's very attractive. Matter of fact, Thursday, the first time in about 3 years, hopefully I'm going to be sailing across Lake Norman in a new Phoenix running about 80 miles an hour. That's attractive too. Ripping lips Thursday. It's attractive. And praying is attractive. Praying it's laborious, and I'll say more about that in the next lesson. But it's attractive. All right, that should give you all of them. Let me run over one with you real quick. What are the 5 hints that are given as the best way of spending time profitably in the inner chamber? I give you this one last week. List one of those 5 is the way that question is worded. List one of the 5. That's chapter 9 is what that is. and if you've not done your homework yet, I'll give you the answer to this. It's those 5 main points in chapter 9. It's numbered, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. So you'll need to know one of those. If you're like me, you're going to look for the shortest one, which will be number 2. You must prepare yourself for prayer by prayerful Bible study. And that's the one you're going to memorize. And by the way, that is a short answer question. So you will need to know it verbatim. All right. So there's that. Again, go to YouTube and you can catch up if you was not here last time on YouTube, or the ones that I went over last time. And if something goes haywire and you lose your notes, you didn't get something, you let me know and I'll work with you, okay? All right, if you want to get a bottle of pop, if you want to get a snack, if you want to get something like that, and that's not but about 15 minutes worth that I just give you. But I'm going to roll right in to dealing with the preacher and take probably more than 30 minutes in it. Because I'm going to deal with a very, very important topic tonight. So if you want to get you something to drink and a pack of nabs,